ones that put that there. We're the ones that take that out. We negotiated points with you to remove that, and in good faith, I thought those points were agreed upon. You know, I feel betrayed. I feel that you know, I went out on a limb trying to work with something that I believed in, and I think Sunset is a wonderful activity, and it provides. It's probably the number one. It is the number one attraction to tourists that come to this community. You know,
that's undisputed.
A week ago, we were sitting here, and it appeared at that time that everyone was happy with it. There was some fine-tuning that had to be done, and we requested to go back so we could fine-tune it to bring it back. You know, so either your membership doesn't understand that dock, right in this lease, the City of Key West controls use of the waterfront structure, which is that dock. We have the control over that. You know, we can sit here and we can approve this lease, or we can not approve it, and we can go out for RFPs for someone else to come in here and to do the Sunset celebration.
All I can tell you, Jimmy, is we did negotiate in good faith. I am representing more than 18 to 20 people. I'm representing 120 people. The votes have gone out by proxy. They've come back. My constituents, who I have to go back and answer to, have told me no, we do not want to sign the lease as it stands. I have to listen to those people. I'm sure you've been in the position where you have negotiated in good faith and found new information that your constituents don't want you to do something that you had originally negotiated, and then you must follow your conscience and your constituency, I would hope.
And I do that, and I'm doing that this time because I'm going to ask the city attorney to draw up a resolution for Monday night's meeting that we go out for RFPs for someone else to come in and give us a proposal on running the activities at Sunset. And I'm listening to my constituents.
I have to...
Diane, we have Ron Carter who wants to speak to you.
Good evening. My name is Ron Carter. I'm one of the members of the CPS, and I sell pasta dishes at the Sunset Celebration. There has been an unjustified complaint, and that is that the Sunset Celebration draws too big a crowd. This is like saying, wow, you're so naughty, you shouldn't be so popular. We draw a crowd because we are so great. We draw the biggest crowd this city has ever experienced, daily. Now, the CPS was originally formed to protect its artists from City Hall, hostile City Hall. Again, we're having to protect ourselves from a hostile City Hall. We've had to deal with Port and Transit Authority to get this lease proposal, and I have to admit that most of the people in the CPS do not trust PATA, because in the past things have happened like the gambling ship, so we're not really too trusting of them, and we'd like, I think, better to deal with the commission rather than through Port and Transit Authority. Now, the public has not had a chance to speak on this, and it's been here several times, and we've never had a chance to speak. This is the first time I've ever had a chance to get up here. So you assume that because we haven't had a chance to say anything that we approve, but you've never had a chance to hear us. Now, due to the threats that we've gotten from the city of reducing us from 50 to 25, and that you're going to put the Sunset Celebration up for bids and so on, you've created tremendous turmoil in our organization. We've had a president that's been ousted. We have another president now that none of us seem to be too happy with, and this is mainly because of the turmoil that has been caused by this commission. Now, the CPS did not ask for legislation. We only asked for a lease that would allow us to continue what we have been doing, and that's all we asked for. We did not ask for any legislation. The CPS has always paid its own expenses. We cost this city absolutely nothing. The city lease, by the way, from the state says no ships at Sunset. That's the lease that the city has with the state. The state also says that the Sunset Celebration has permission to be on the dock. Portland Transit's own figures say that we have approximately 2,000 people come to that dock every day. Now, if you figure this out, 2,000 people a day, if they stay in a hotel, that's $50. If they buy food, that's, say, $20. If they spend odds and ends of money around, maybe that's $30. That's about $100 a day. At 6% tax is about $12,000 a day. Our Sunset Celebration makes over $4 million for the city every year, and that's a lot more than what Portland Transit Authority claims that the ships are going to make. By the way, the ships, people who come in on the ships, they have their hotel, they have their food, and they hold on to their money to spend it in Cozumel or wherever they're going. The people that come to Sunset Celebration stay in hotels, eat in restaurants, spend their money here because this is their final destination. The city violated the last lease they had with the state and the lease before that. The city violates these leases. Now the tourists, Mallory Dock is the only free public viewing area for the sunset, and that's why we don't want to have ships blocking it. The Sunset Celebration is a starting place for a lot of new artists. They come down there, they have a chance to start, they may end up with their own shop on Duval Street, but they
Ron,
start
you have
there.
Someone else's time too, Mr. Charles. Can't read the last names.
Thank you very much.
No, I said you have someone else's time.
Excuse me, I misunderstood you. Thank you very much, Mayor. The CPS is, I think, one of the last obstacles in the way of Mallory Dock being made private. Now, it's being closed now between 11 and 7. I remember when I used to go down there and go fishing. If I do that now, I get arrested. It seems to me that the dock is being honed to be made private. It is public. It belongs to the people of this city. We have a right to be there 24 hours a day. There's no reason why we shouldn't be able to go down there and look at the stars and go fishing, etc. Now, recently people have been arrested for the mere crime of being on that dock, and that's not right. This is a public dock, and it's always been open. It should continue to be open. The totally free Sunset Celebration is run by the participants and would lose its ambience if operated by a profiteer, which you are threatening us with. The CPS, the Sunset Celebration, is an historical event and deserves protection. We should be subsidized by the city, encouraged by the city, instead of threatened. Someone said this before. I think it was someone who was up here discussing what was happening to the vendors on Duval Street. I'm going to repeat it because it makes a lot of sense. When something works well, you don't need new rules. You need only enforce the rules that exist. We came to this commission in good faith. We asked for a lease that would give us the privileges that we have right now. We did not ask for legislation to change anything. All we want to do is be able to continue our Sunset Celebration, get a lease for that, so that we can enforce our own bylaws. That's the only thing we ask. We just want a lease so we can enforce our own bylaws. If someone comes down there, you've complained that, okay, we don't have artists, that we're a flea market or something. We have what we call a participation committee, and anything, any product, anything that comes down on that dock has to be passed. It has to be made by the artist that sells it. Now, if someone comes down there with Casio watches and wants to sell them, what are we supposed to do? We would like to be able to call someone and say, please help us get this merchandise off the dock. We don't want to force people, only merchandise off the dock. We asked for a lease so that we could call the city and say, please, would you help us get these Casio watches off the dock? That's all we wanted. We're not upset with the ships. We love the ships. We've always dealt with the ships. That has never, ever been a problem. We only picketed the ships that came in for the gambling. These cruise ships, we like them very much, and we would love to have them even stay. If they absolutely need to, fine, just stay. But to give unlimited cruise ships, we are taking a chance of losing that sunset night after night after night. It could happen because there's nothing we could do about it. I suggest that the people in this city contact Sally Lewis and Jimmy Weekly, they're running for office, and tell them what they feel about this. And all the other commissioners and the mayor, please call them and let them know that you want the CPS to continue running the Sunset Celebration. We are the biggest thing this city has. Thank you very, very much.
Thank you, Ron.